Am I the asshole for telling my SIL to stop pushing her bullshit off on my relationship? My SIL is in her late 30s. Myself and my husband, her brother, are both 26. I have been married to him for going on 6 years and we have been together since the end of freshman year of HS. Very briefly we stayed with her. I think we moved in when we were 19 and we left about 6 months later when we bought our first home. Throughout the entire time we were there, she did nothing but shit all over my husband. She was constantly speaking horribly of him because of the decisions he made before we started dating. She continuously told me to watch my back because she feared for my happiness, and feared that he would fuck me over. Needless to say, my husband has been fantastic to me since the very beginning. So, I had dealt with this for a while. Had multiple discussions with my husband and he basically just wanted to leave it alone. He chalked it up to her just being a negative person due to her marriage slowly failing. He refuses to help her with anything, but he also goes about it like she has never said anything. His way of coping, I guess. Last weekend we were invited over for a barbecue. A few family members showed up that I had yet to meet. However, my SIL at one point started bashing my husband, in front of everyone, the second that he walked away to go help her son with something that she refused to help him with. Her comments ranged from him being a terrible husband to having zero work ethic. He has been with the same company for almost 7 years. The whole family was tuned in, listening to her bash him and not one person spoke up. I was trying desperately to do as he wanted and just leave it alone, but her final comment of, "He will always be a nobody," really struck a nerve. I looked at her and said, "Do you not have anything better to do with your life? Do you seriously think that anyone wants to hear you openly bash a man who has done nothing to you? Your own brother no less?" The family fell silent and my SIL was just gawking at me. This is the first time I have spoke out of line. She finally said something like, "I know him better than you. You seem to forget that." So I said, "Well, say it to his face then instead of being fucking two-faced and pushing your bullshit off on me or any of us for that matter. Where's your husband? Why are we not discussing that he doesn't even hang out at a family barbecue or sleep in the same bed anymore?" She stormed away from the table after telling me that my disrespect was disgusting. Apparently she was crying in the bathroom when my MIL found her. Everyone in the group started saying things like, "Is she always like this?" Or, "He seems like a damn good man to me." Or, "Yeah, where is Chris anyways? Chris is SIL's husband." So needless to say, everyone was on my side except my other SIL, who has gone to great measures to make sure I know that she now fucking hates me and thinks I'm a dumb cunt. Am I the asshole?
Not the asshole, NYA, you the boss. That was murder by facts. You spilled the tea and she is just bitched up. Congrats for finally unmasking the monster for all to see. You done good. Edited to say, not the asshole, cause my fat fingers did it to me. And to thank the stranger for taking my gold virginity. It didn't even hurt. Not the asshole, good for you for sticking up for your husband. I can't imagine putting my sibling down like that. We certainly tease each other, but man, that was brutal.
Why are you even asking this? For defending your husband when he isn't even there to defend himself. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Chat shit, get hit.
Not the asshole. Glass castles and all that. Bashing someone so publicly when there's no reason to do it. Good for you for standing up for your husband so he's no longer emotionally abused. This can't have been easy for him. And hopefully it'll lead to SIL changing her tune or realizing that at least she can't say crap like that anymore.
Not the asshole. Petty, but she deserved it. She clearly is doing it because she knows no one will say anything to her, and I'm glad you spoke out. Her relationship isn't perfect, so she's projecting it onto you. I believe in standing up for the right thing. Granted, your comment was a low blow, but she needed reminding that your hubby is a good guy who does nothing but help her even though she treats him like garbage.
Wait. So, because of the decisions he made before we started dating, you mean, what, 13 to 15? Younger. Since you two started dating at the tail end of freshman year and had been together for about 4 years when you moved in with her. What 13 to 15-year-old makes good decisions? And while you didn't go into details, it doesn't seem to have been the type of decisions that had a long-lasting negative impact, so. Like, I get that people that are abusive rarely make sense, especially once one removes themselves away from their abuse, but that takes the cake, seriously. Anyways, not the asshole.
Finally, family members who don't enable shitty behavior and actually recognize when someone's being an asshole. Huge respect op, not the asshole. I wish I had your balls.
Not the asshole. What you said wasn't nice, but definitely understandable. She can't go around bashing your husband and your relationship, without expecting retaliation. Unfortunately, it's always the people with their own issues that go around harassing others. Good for you.
Whenever a person starts bitching about being disrespected, you can pretty much tell they are the asshole. It's the last refuge of a jerk who has no real defense. Not the asshole. She is obviously projecting, and in a particularly vitriolic way, to boot. You were way nicer about it than I could have been.
Okay, so, I have been married to him for going on 6 years and we have been together since the end of freshman year of HS. And then, she was constantly speaking horribly of him because of the decisions he made before we started dating. She's still belaboring bad decisions he made when he was 14 or 15 years old. What the fuck is she on about? I made some questionable decisions as a teenager, but they are not indicative of the adult I've become. Info. What's the root of your SIL's contempt? Did those decisions have a lasting and harmful impact on SIL or her family? For what it's worth, I don't discount that SIL is just a negative and toxic person.
Not the asshole. There seems to be a lot of awful SILs on this sub lately. She had that coming, and it can only benefit you if both your SILs keep their distance from you from now on. They're toxic.
Not the asshole. Fuck your sister-in-law. She needed to be taken down a couple pegs.
Not the asshole. There's only so many little jabs a person can take before they blow up. That was your blow up. If she didn't want her shit aired in public, she shouldn't have aired yours false as it was, then given you ammunition.
She knew him better. What? When he was like 14. Because everyone stays an annoying little kid forever and doesn't mature since then. Oh wait. I guess she's projecting her maturity issues on him, as well as her marriage issues. Everyone in the family including him has had multiple chances to stop her and call her out on her bullshit, and they haven't. She was lying and hurting the person you love and his relationships with his family. You're absolutely not the asshole.
Not the asshole. Good for you for sticking up for your husband.
Not the asshole. You reap what you sow.
Not the asshole. It feels significant othergood after years of being put down, or keeping your mouth shut to keep the peace, to finally say something back. And you hit the nail on the head, knocked the ball out of the park. Just like any other bully, sometimes it takes stabbing up to them for them to go away. NTA. I'm a big sister and I'll admit, sometimes it's hard to admit that my little brother is not the same person he was when we were growing up, but then I look at a picture of myself in middle school and remember that everyone grows up. Everyone except your sister-in-law, apparently.
Not the asshole at all. It was about time someone shut her up. Mistakes he made before you two were together. Lol. Like at 12. She is a bitter witch who needs to mind her own business.
Not the asshole. You rock. I love when someone who deserves it gets told off. You held your tongue for years. She has been asking for it for years.
Went straight for the throat. Definitely not the asshole. Thumbs up.
Not the asshole. I love how sisters think that they know everything about someone they haven't really had dealings with in years. You SIL is 13 years older than your husband. Assuming she left home when she was 18 and your husband was 5. How can she really know him at all? She's the asshole and you stood up for your husband. If she couldn't stand the heat, she should have stayed out of the kitchen. Also, this was much more effective coming from you than if your husband had responded. Not the asshole. Although your vernacular was a little less than positive, I can empathize with the situation. You're more than entitled to defend those you love from people that maliciously want to hurt them or their character. Doing it with tact is recommended within family, but it sounds like they were able to see the necessity for your blunt interjection. Not the asshole, and I'm proud of you for standing up to a bully. Not the asshole. She claims to know him better than you, but you've known him for almost half his life. Not only that, but the shit she's talking is about how he's a shit husband, which she definitely would not know better than you, as you are the one he's actually married to, and his work life, which she also doesn't know jack about unless they work together, which I doubt, so the idea that she knows him better is a joke. I can see where going after her relationship may have been a bit underhanded, but as they say, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. She spent years pushing you to your breaking point and it made you snap. Shouldn't dish it if she can't take it.
Definitely not the asshole. She was constantly speaking horribly of him because of the decisions he made before we started dating. He's going to hurt you because of things he did in middle school. SIL is off her rocker. Also, how could she possibly think she knows him better than you? Based on the age difference, they likely haven't lived in the same home since your husband was a young child, whereas you've been living with him for his entire adult life. Not the asshole. You would love it as well, if your husband would speaks up for you. That's what partners are for, to support each other.
NTA.
Not the asshole. The classic, keep the peace, kind of family, who put up with someone's bullshit until it's pointed out to them how outrageous they are. I'm a non-confrontational person normally, but I always call out this stuff. I'd imagine from the family, including your husband's, lack of reaction to her rant that she's been doing this for most of her life and they usually just nod along to avoid any negative reaction. This is just plain cowardice and feel free to tell them that. Good for you defending your husband from his awful sister. People who are called out will hate you, but is this really a loss to you? Not the asshole. Good for you for standing up for your husband. He may have wanted you not to say anything, but it needed to be said.
How could your SIL know your husband better than you? You've been with him for 12 years or more and as a boyfriend and husband. I'd argue she doesn't know him one bit. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. It's always weird when you watch someone project all their self-hate or spousal hate onto an undeserving soul, usually a family member. If it comes up on any way again, just ask her to see a therapist about her projecting her unhappiness with her dad or husband onto your sir.
Girl, I applaud you. It would take great restraint for me to bite my tongue as long as you did. She does that in front of family so that she can take the heat of herself so they won't ask her questions about her own marriage. Definitely not the asshole. I would have threw in a few punches too. No way will someone badmouth my husband like that and get away with it.
Not the asshole. If I was there, I would have stood up and applauded you. Clapping hands medium light skin tone. Clapping hands medium light skin tone. Another case of someone knowing damn well they're not the asshole.
Not the asshole, but your husband must have been a wild fucking 14-year-old. You said she references shit he did before you started dating as freshmen in high school. It's bad enough to hang on to people's high school mistakes, but my god, middle school?
Not the asshole. Don't let people like this walk all over you and talk shit about your husband and marriage. She crossed several lines and doesn't deserve your kindness or respect. NTA.
Not the asshole. Welcome to the world of abusive people. She is a negative, toxic person. You don't have to have her in your life. Decisions he made before we started dating, so it sounds like he's a grown man and she's still hating on him like this for stuff he did before the age of 14. WTF.
Not the asshole. She's projecting her shitty life on you.
Not the asshole. You stood up for your man and called her out on her insecurities when no one else would.
Not the asshole. She has issues in her marriage and used her brother to unload what she herself is dealing with. She needs to grow up, put in her big woman panties and address her own life issues. Dang. Not the asshole. Good for you for sticking up for him. Also, freshman year. So you got together when you were like 15. She was talking shit about him for things he did when he was a child. And thought that was indicative of the type of husband he would be.
Not the asshole. An afternoon, having been married for 6 years, I would think you would know him pretty well. She got what she deserved.
NTA. You're awesome.
Not the asshole. And I absolutely detest that she told you that she knows her brother more than you know your husband. That's not the same level at all and never will be, no matter how she may try to tell herself that.
Where's your husband? Why are we not discussing that he doesn't even hang out at a family barbecue or sleep in the same bed anymore? You crossed a line. I don't blame you for it considering the circumstances, but it's still a low blow. Not the asshole.
People always talk about people needing to defend their partners, spouses from toxicity from their side of the family, but they never really mention that you also have to defend your partner from toxicity from their own family too. You have to have each other's backs, and that's what you did, Op. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole. You're a goddamn hero. She is clearly jealous of your relationship. She is obviously so deeply unhappy in her own life that she bullies her brother to make him feel shit. That's really sad. Well done for standing up to her the way you did. Hopefully she can see now that you won't tolerate her crap, and perhaps it will be an opportunity for her to reflect on her words, actions. Keep us posted. 4x